At this point, we've seen Max Fosh in the Sidemen Among Us videos, in other videos where he is a guest on people's videos that I'm watching. So I have seen bits and pieces of Max, but I have yet to watch something from his own channel. Today's video is in his top 3 most viewed videos of all time from his channel. It's so quick, I did not realize his content was so short. It's really funny because the Sidemen just have me thinking that everyone uploads like hour-plus videos all the time, and it's like a wake-up call when I go check out another YouTuber. But nonetheless, I'm super excited. The title sounds pretty interesting, and I want to see what his editing and content is really like. For today's video, it feels like a great time to talk about my memory because I have definitely mentioned this in YAPS before, but I have the memory of Dory. I like to just blame that I have ADD, so it's really hard for me to remember things because my mind is thinking about 50 things at once, essentially at all times. And no, I'm not officially diagnosed, but that is how my brain works. Like, it's very hard for me to focus on one thing. I have a lot going on up here. I would honestly go as far as to say that my memory is the worst thing about me, or at least what I hate the most about myself. I find it to be so frustrating. There's certain times where I can like laugh about it because I don't care about the memory that much, but there's times when I definitely should have remembered something and I'm like, I'm sorry, like now that you say it, I remember it, but like I just have an ass memory. And it is what it is. If you have any tips for how to improve your memory, please let me know down below because your girl's on the market for it. And now it's time to get into this video. Let's go. Dang, bro's on the morning view.
Passengers flying into Gatwick were in a state of panic.
Made letters saying, "Welcome to Luton."
Air passengers flying into Gatwick.
That's really funny.
Everyone's thinking that we've been diverted.
It's in the Daily Mail, the Daily Telegraph.
What is driving the internet crazy?
That's my kind of gag.
Gotcha. Now, I've always wanted to have a viral news story, one that attracted all the best and worst types of attention.
Max die.
Damn.
Thanks.
And it was when I was flying into London a few months ago that I remembered something. There was a guy in America who had written "Welcome to Cleveland" on his roof, and it's been there for the last 34 years.
They always said, "Why'd you do it?" And I said, "It was Wednesday."
Only problem is, he was from Milwaukee. This was silly enough to pique my interest, and so I wanted to do my own version in the UK.
My life is just peg, peg, peg. Wait, no.
And before I figured out what I would write, I needed to find a location that would work. And in London, that was going to be harder than I thought.
I'm worried it's going to cause a backlash, and I'm not, I'm too old to deal with that at the minute.
But I haven't stopped doing silly things before when it all got tricky. And so I went out and sat on the phone for weeks, targeting every house, business, equestrian centre around Heathrow and Gatwick. I realised pretty quickly that Heathrow was never going to work. The planes fly over central London when they're coming into land, and I wasn't going to find land large enough for what I wanted. So that left me with Gatwick. A bit of investigative journalism on Flight Radar showed me that 75% of the landings came from the east. So this patch of land was my target. And
I already love the amount of effort to find the right spot for this.
after weeks of calling,
nice.
I was invited for a site visit.
Hello mate, I'm here meeting Rosie. Or what? Just to talk about some space you've got out here. She knows I'm coming today.
You're not got high vis and boots and everything?
No, she just told us to come down at 11.
Guy sounds
I eventually got a high vis on and had a look at the site, and it was perfect.
Rosie! Hiya.
The planes weren't actually flying in from the correct side that day, but you could still hear them as the runway was only a few hundred yards away.
Wow.
On a plane. I now needed to work out what I was going to write on this 80-metre long blank canvas.
I know I want it to be something like welcome to, but I don't know where I'm welcoming them to. I'm doing this on the back of an old script of one of my stand-up shows. Professional. I want the passengers to think genuinely for half a second that they have actually landed in the wrong place. So I was thinking of things like welcome to New York, Dublin, or welcome to Edinburgh. I just don't think it's that believable. Then the conversation is, where else could it be? Heathrow, City, Stansted would be quite funny. Or Luton. because there is a reputation about Luton that I am not going to confirm or deny whether I agree with that reputation.
We're gonna look it up. Named the worst in the UK. Interesting, okay. I assume that's what he's talking about. Of course, my mind went to something sus, like there's like sex trafficking or something. But, you know,
but it's considered to be the worst of the London airports.
Oh, okay.
Mainly because it's not in London. Luton is officially, objectively, according to Google, the worst rated London airport. There is data to back up this stereotype about Luton, okay? They've got their own welcome to Luton sign. Right, okay. Right, how am I going to size this up? I need an artist.
And I had one. Introducing artist extraordinaire Angus. Angus the artist ordered a literal ton of tarpaulin to their house, and over 2 weeks, Angus got cutting, crafting, and before I knew it, it was the day of the installation.
6:45 in the morning. The last time I was in my car at this hour, I was picking up a pheasant from the side of the road. That's still warm. Slightly more exciting day today. I haven't seen the size of it. I don't know what's going to look like from the plane. It's very silly, but it's the reason why we do this. Silly to the max.
Hello! I arrived at the field and it was the first time that I could see all of Angus's hard work.
Jeez. How much tarpaulin is this?
150 square meters.
Wow.
Should we write welcome to?
The first step, laying out the gigantic 3x8 metre letters.
Like a birthday card when you're running out of space. Yeah. So let's just see how big they are. I'm just quite intrigued.
One of my favorite parts of this already, I guess it's only a 9-minute video, but I love that this is like low-key harmless. Like, it's funny as hell, it's random, and it really is chill. Like, it's not gonna bother anyone. Like, for a couple seconds in there, you might be like, what's going on? But overall, this is a pretty fun prank.
So this is just the top half of the O. That's a big letter. There's the E. George is working on the C. That looks big enough. It's not the first time I've said that. We're writing in massive letters, welcome to Luton. Yeah.
Yes.
You need to enjoy it. I'm excited now. There's Ryanair. Are they going to be able to see it? That is the big question.
I had agreed with the landowners that the sign would be up for 6 weeks. And so this sign had to be properly installed. And that meant painstakingly hammering a peg into each individual ringlet. And there was a lot of them.
How many individual ringlets are there?
382 to be precise.
This whole exercise wasn't cheap. All in all, the land, the sign and the installation was costing me over £4,000. But that's how far I will go to make something silly.
My life is just peg, peg, peg. Wait, no.
And luckily Lightyear was here to help burden that load.
A few more ringlets to go.
But more on them later.
I don't know if anyone else caught that, but he was talking about getting pegged, and then the next line was, don't worry, my friend's here to burden that load.
The last one.
Nice. Good shit.
The sign was complete, but I actually had no idea what it looked like from the air. So the very next morning, I took a flight from London Heathrow to London Gatwick, via Amsterdam. And having boarded my flight in Amsterdam, taking my seat on the left-hand side of the plane, the pilot came over the intercom to make the oddest announcement.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your flight from Amsterdam to London Gatwick. This morning I want to talk to you about Lightyear, the new investment app. But what makes Lightyear different to other investment apps? You've never invested before? That's absolutely fine. Lightyear gives you a wealth of data information on the brand you want to invest in, so you can be more confident you're making the right decisions. Right now, Lightyear is available in the UK, but within a few weeks they're going to be live across the whole of Europe, and I'll let you know when. So, if you want a $10 gift from me and Lightyear to start building your investment portfolio, then download the app and use promo FOSH10. Lightyear also asked me to remind you that when you invest, your capital is at risk, and the value of any investment can decrease as well as increase. Okay, cabin crew for takeoff. Cabin crew for takeoff.
I have to say that the flight wasn't particularly packed. There weren't a huge amount of people to see the sign, but no matter, because as I approached Gatwick, there she was, in all her glory. And the woman behind me was a bit confused.
It says welcome to Luton.
We haven't landed in Luton, have we? Over there.
He pointed it out.
You there. It just said, they said welcome to Luton. I got scared for a minute.
Yeah, somebody was obviously intending on scaring people flying in.
Who would do that?
A mean joke.
Yeah.
Oh, so mean.
Yeah.
Oh God, brutal.
We landed in the wrong place. Welcome to Luton sign. Yeah, sorry. Just got off the flight. It's definitely visible from the
Stirring the pot.
100%. I don't think many people on the flight really clocked it. Oh no, have I done this all for nothing? I guess it's now wait and see if anyone, I don't know, posts about it. I hope so.
I like the editing on this.
This tweet is popping off. I think it's on like 1,000 likes now. Just see where it goes from here, really. Hopefully it goes upwards.
Passengers flying into Gatwick were in a state of panic when they looked out of their windows to see the words "Welcome to Luton."
Someone in their garden spelt out the words "Welcome to Luton" at Gatwick Airport.
So good.
He's looking out of the plane window and he's seen this huge sign and it's completely thrown him.
Practical jokes and pranks are always cruel. Is that? How do you feel, Ali? Tell me. It can be quite entertaining. Someone had a heart attack looking at that.
Really?
So I'm sitting on the
Cruel? Alright, you know, we talk about people being snowflakes. If you say this shit is cruel, come on. It's a fucking joke. And when you land, you can literally see the airport and you know you're not in Luton.
the window seat, and all of a sudden there's just a massive sign that says "Welcome to Luton."
The most viewed news story on the entirety of the BBC.
Passengers flying into Gatwick. What? What a shock.
I just got a message saying, it's on the news in Portugal.
Chama-se Max Fosh, junto ao aeroporto inglês de Gatwick.
Why is this going international?
That's
it's not
so
that
crazy.
funny.
I think it should be there forever. I just think it's such a brilliant joke.
That's my kind of gag.
I think it's hilarious, yeah.
Okay, good.
And with all this attention, I thought it was time to come clean.
It was you, wasn't it?
It was me.
You're the Luton, welcome to Luton man.
Yes!
Wasn't it?
Come on.
Oh my God.
This isn't me.
Wow. You know what I will say already, just with how fast-paced that was, it's giving Mr. Beast pacing, which I really enjoy from a YouTuber. Our first Max Fosh video is in the books, and the first thing I'll say is I love that I learned that he does stand-up. I absolutely love people who do stand-up comedy. I think it takes balls. I think it's so fun watching someone who's good at it, and so I have a lot of respect for him already now learning that. But I feel like this troll was actually perfect because it wasn't really hurting anybody, but it got so much attention, and I'm always up for a good troll. So like, I thought this was such a good concept and a very well done video. I like the amount of effort he put in to figure out what airport to use, as well as the location going door to door, and then realizing he couldn't do it at the London airport. And he decided to find the people who had that land. Like, he went through a lot of effort, even though it was like a short video. It seemed like he tried really hard to find the perfect spot. It's gotta feel pretty cool to have gotten onto so many news outlets all over the world for doing that, because it wasn't like it was a ton of effort. Like, obviously there was effort involved, but I feel like it probably didn't feel like he did that much for that much like of an explosion. So really cool thing that he did, really funny, creative, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of his videos now because he seems like a funny guy and he seems like a good troll. Ticks off 2 of my boxes for a good YouTuber. Show this video some love to let me know that you want to see more Max videos. He has so many, and I have a little bit of a recommendations list from some people who have already said they want to see more, but of course if you showed some love, more likely to put some more out. So let me know down below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.